Hi there, I'm Ginger Riddle, and I am here with Gene Kirby. Uh, I'm interviewing him on behalf of Citizens for Good Governance. Gene is a candidate for Lansing City Council. Welcome, Gene.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Great. Um, I'm just going to jump right into some questions. Tell
Okay.
us a little bit about your motivation for seeking office.
Well, it actually started years ago. I was asked to apply for a vacant seat on the Fire District #1 board. I applied, got rejected. Uh, but the people that asked me said, don't give up. And then I applied for a seat on the Board of Zoning Appeals and got that and did that. And then an election was rolling around, and the people that had asked me previously encouraged me to apply to run for the council seat, which after a lot of soul searching and back and forth with the boss, decided to go ahead and give it a shot and see what happens. So been there ever since.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about your vision for the Lansing City Council and what you see as the opportunities and the challenges.
Well, we're moving along pretty good. I know it's slow, but I prefer slow and steady and right as opposed to rush it and get it wrong. I think we're starting to see progress on town center, and I think we're going to see more. You live in town, that thing sat vacant for years, and people would come to us and say, "What are you going to do about it?" We didn't own it, so we bought it. Cut out the middleman. People now were dealing directly with the city. We cut the middleman out, and so we're starting to see some progress there. We're getting a lot of inquiries, and if you haven't heard, Tractor Supply is making the move to move down there, close their existing building, put in a much nicer and bigger one. Kansas City, Kansas Community College, which I think is a huge, huge deal. And they hope to start building in 2027. Well, my personal philosophy is if you start getting some stuff in there, then it makes more sense for other businesses to go there. And I think with Tractor Supply, I think the community college with hundreds of kids a day will be a draw for all kinds of different businesses. So we're excited about that. We continue to take care of infrastructure, water lines, sewer lines, those kind of things. If you get a business that comes and they say, I like this lot, I want to build here, you can't go, okay, but give us 2 years to put the lines in. They have to be ready to go. So we've done a lot of things like that that most people aren't aware of, haven't seen, but it's to be ready for the future. Like I say, most of these places can go a lot of places. They don't have to come here, and if you ask them to wait, they're gone. Maybe they'll come back later, maybe they won't. So, we're planning ahead. We're doing real good in that regard. And I think now finally we're going to start to see some real progress over there. So I think that's a big thing, which will be sales tax, which will help tremendously. Quick Trip moved in, and I would guess that probably 50 to 75% of their business is non-Lansing residents. If you go over there in the morning, all them cars that are coming from the north that are turning in there, you go there at lunch and you see all these construction guys spending money there. So that was a big deal for us too, was to get Quick Trip in here. And that was a years-long project. I mean, it literally took about 5 years to get them here. So there again, slow, steady. Let's do it right. Let's get it right. We did our homework. Quick Trip did their homework. And so here we are.
Okay. Tell us about your record of community involvement.
I've been on the council for years. I've served in various capacities on the council. Other than that, when we first moved here over 25 years ago, we had just raised our two oldest kids were in college, and we moved up here to kind of slow down and, enjoy life a little bit more, without knowing that in 2 years we were going to start all over again. So, but we were very involved in our daughter's activities at school, side councils and those kind of things. Remember going to plays that they were putting on and helping them build the scenery and do those kind of things. And then our daughter went to Washburn, and stayed involved up there as much as we could, considering it was in Topeka, not down the street. So, but we did the baseball coach, baseball, softball, soccer, you name it. If the kids were playing it, we were probably coaching it. So I was delighted when my youngest daughter said, "Can I just take dance lessons now?" Because I asked my wife, I said, "So what do I have to do?" And she said, "Write a check." And I said, "I'm all in." So.
Okay. Is there anything else that you would like voters to know?
Well, I work hard at this. I take this job very seriously. I have a very good attendance record. I do my homework. I don't necessarily wait till the night of. We get our package on Monday, gives us time to go through it. And if I need some clarification on something, I try to get it before Thursday night so that I'll have it then. We get a lot of that detailed stuff kind of worked out at our study sessions. So, it works real well the way we do it. I mean, we, for the last 3 or 4 years, have been a governing body that functions with no drama. We put our heads together. We check our egos at the door and say, okay, what's the right thing to do for the city of Lansing? And sometimes you don't see that so much right now, and that's too bad. But we don't have that, and I'm very proud of that. So,
okay. Anything else at all?
Well, hey, I'm going to run one more time, win or lose. If you can earn such a thing, I think I've earned it. I've been loyal to the city and the constituents. One of the things that I enjoy the most is helping individuals if they have some concerns or issues with the city. I like to go meet with them. In fact, I'm going to go meet with one this week. So I like that one-on-one, get their version. If there's something that needs to be seen, see it, and see if we can't, get this thing worked out to the satisfaction of everybody. The one thing that I have always placed at the top of my list is the safety and well-being of our citizens. That, in my book, has to be the number one issue. Is this the safe thing to do? Is there going to be a negative effect? So that's always been at the top of my list. Most of the time that's not an issue, but sometimes it comes up that way. So I appreciate it. I think I've earned it. Like I say, I'm gonna give it one more go, win or lose. Okay. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me. I really, they do these kind of things and you're not sure what's going to happen. So yeah. This wasn't painful. So, okay. And I appreciate the opportunity. I really do.
You're welcome.
All righty.